Absolutely. I think that this was actually one of the things that interested my daughter and I. You know, we explore in our book the real Alice in Wonderland. People call her the original inspiration. So we sort of asked ourselves the question, well, what does it mean to inspire? And you could look at her as just the original inspiration, but actually that's just the beginning. The original inspiration starts with the fact that you have this gifted, talented writer, this, professor of mathematics at Christ Church, Oxford, who is an amazing storyteller. He tells fantastical tales to children, to sort of amuse them, but doesn't have the courage to write any of them down until he meets Alice Pleasance Liddell. She hears that story once. She knows it's her story. She knows he has talent. And she basically bugs him and bugs him and bugs him. And she's persistent until finally, 18 months later, he handwrites and hand illustrates this absolutely gorgeous book for her, which he originally called Alice's Adventures Underground. So, you've got this Victorian, young lady, in a period where children were seen and not heard, who's precocious, who's courageous, who obviously amused him and finally gives him the confidence to put one of his works, down on paper. That's the first part of the inspiration, but it goes on from there. Because the book becomes successful, the book becomes famous, and with that fame, he becomes famous, but so does she. As the original inspiration, as more people read the book around the world, they find out there was a little girl called Alice Pleasance Liddell who inspired the story. And I think that she was the perfect person, not just for the tale, but the perfect role model for the book as the book sort of, goes on during the course of its life. The book becomes famous. It requires a spokesperson for Alice. She is the perfect spokesperson. She's well educated at Oxford, unfortunately at a time that women weren't allowed to have paper degrees, but she certainly today would have gotten that degree. The book needs a spokesperson. She is, married, a great mother, a great philanthropist in her community, and she's the original inspiration for Alice. So I think if you look at Alice's life and you look at, her character, her just the way she gave back as a mother, as a member of her community, as an educated woman, as an intellectual, she's the perfect role model for Alice in Wonderland and the perfect role model for the ages.